All right, media, thank you for joining today's post-practice availability with Taya Cooper, Karlie Samuelson, and Derek Fisher. We'll get started with Rosgold and Wude with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Taya, what's up?
Hey.
Hey. I have two questions. The first one is, just want to hear your response as a teammate of Nneka Ogwumike and seeing the fallout coming out of this decision to keep her off of the Olympic team again.
I think it's very disheartening. I know, Nneka's an optimistic person. She's positive, so she's not gonna let nothing bring her down. But I know that, it's kind of disrespectful to a sense, being that, all she does for basketball, period. On and off the court, I think she is like an Olympian personified. Like, she is that. Like, if you had to describe an Olympian, like, that's Nneka. So I think that for them not to do that for multiple times, it's just like, at this point, it's just disrespectful. Like, what more could she do? What more does she have to do?
Why do you think this is happening?
I don't know, honestly. I think USA is kind of tricky. I mean, it happens to the best of them, so I honestly don't know. Nobody ever knows. You try to say it's politics, you try to say it's this, you try to say it's that, but there's no reason she shouldn't be able to.
And lastly on this, has Nneka, has the team talked about it as a group? Has Nneka addressed you guys? Have you guys decided maybe to say something or do something for Nneka?
I mean, like I said, Nneka is positive, Nneka is optimistic, Nneka is unbothered. She knows, she believes in herself, we believe in her, and she knows that she deserves to be there. And just because they don't see it, don't mean that the people that matter to her don't. So, I mean, she's straight, we got her back. I mean, I don't think that it's something that has to be like constantly talked about, or we make a big deal about it. Like, it's just wrong.
Got it. And the second part of the question was about you. Have you felt like you've been able to refine that groove that you were in before that suspension? What are you feeling like on the court? Because right before that, them 5 starts, you were just finding something really special.
I think the suspension was unfortunate, because I really didn't do anything, but it is the rule. So, honestly, I think like every game is different. And some days it's other people going, some days it's me, some days it's not. And I try not to like hold on to that. So the last 2 I've moved on from, and each one of them I've learned a lot. So I think going into this next one, just being positive about it and knowing that, it's another opportunity.
What have you learned, and how do you try to get yourself going within a game?
What I'm good at, and seeing the floor once I get to my spots, and using my energy for other people. So being more vocal in the defensive end and talking early and effective communicating with my teammates where we're avoiding certain things. And you said what do I do for what?
Get yourself going.
To get myself going. I'm usually already going. I think it's just like the pace of the game, like when I come in, what's happening, and like what's needed in that moment, just being aware of that. And I think that my energy is can't be really destroyed or like recreated, like it's just there.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Roz. We'll go over to Chris Camella with Nightcast Media.
Hey, Taya. Good morning. First of all, a great shirt. One of my favorite movie characters of all time, Don Vito Corleone. Marlon Brando is the best. So I just wanted to throw that out there first. Second, also your teammate Arella was recently put on Jordan Brand, and there was an iconic photo with all of you and the rest of the WNBA players with MJ and being part of Jordan Brand. Talk about what that means to you to now have a teammate being represented by the same sneaker brand as yourself.
Well, for me, it was like unbelievable, like to get that call, to get that opportunity. So I know she felt the same thing. The experience, she didn't get to go to Florida and actually do what we did, but she definitely missed out on a big moment. There's gonna be plenty more, but we got to hang out with Jordan. I don't think many can say that. He's very secluded, he stays himself. So like just chilling on a boat with him, or even just chilling and taking photos, we laughing, where he's joking, like we're having casual conversations with him. It's just like, not everybody gets to do that. So I'm super excited for her. I'm happy for her. It's a great family to be a part of. They're very supportive. It's all love. It's just great. Like, I don't know what else you could ask for. And I know she loved receiving all those boxes of shoes that ain't came out yet. So I'm pretty sure she's enjoying it.
Time for two more with Taya. We'll go to David Yapkowitz with the next.
Hey, Taya. After your last game, Coach Fisher was talking about how good the defense has been this year, and how it's kind of hard to ask the defense to do more than what you're already doing. You've been a big part of that. You've been one of the better defenders on the team there. But on the other end there, on the offensive end, sometimes you guys kind of seem to go through these lulls where there's a little struggle to score. What are you seeing out there, and what do you think, you guys got to do so that, your offense and defense are kind of syncing up together?
I think we're playing so hard with defensive end. Sometimes we don't have legs and we're kind of short on players. So I think like just, getting used to that, getting used to people playing more minutes, people doing stuff they haven't had to do and having to do that on both ends of the floor. I think once, our legs get used to it, we get comfortable with it, and it starts to become normal, we're gonna be all right.
Last one for Taya. We'll go to Kahari Jones Jr. with LA Sentinel.
Hey, what's going on, Taya? Just to follow up on your on the jump man question, Michael Jordan has said that the world needs more women voices. Can you just elaborate more? Just what does that mean to you to continue to be a part of that? I know last year you had mentioned like you want to continue to bring more awareness to different things. Like for example, like just what happened to Nneka and just other things that's going on in the world. Just can you just elaborate what does that mean to you to be able to use that platform, hang out with Jordan, and things of that nature?
I think that it's remarkable for him as a powerful man to put emphasis on us and to support us and make us feel equal. I think that for him to do that as a human being in a world like this it shouldn't go like that's just something that he should do. Like not everybody does that, and nobody has to do that, and he does that, and he puts us on the forefront. He believes in us. He cares for us. He makes sure that, we feel just like the men do. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. And for him to do that with as high, like, caliber person he is, like, that's amazing. And it's just very appreciated. And I don't think that it's something that, should be just given, like, just because, like, that's what he's supposed to do. Like, no, like, for him to do that, it's amazing for us, for everybody else who's watching, for people who want to be like us. Like, it's just amazing for him to do that, and to see that, and to be alive and be a part of it. It's just like remarkable.
Thank you, Taya.
Karlie.
All right, questions for Karlie Samuelson. We'll start with John W. Davis with Windsider.
Hi, Karlie. How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Good. Can you explain to me, how you felt like you were able to impact the last basketball game you played, the last 20 minutes of the game? You didn't score any points, but the game, pointed you out for having a definite impact on that game and almost helping win that game.
Yeah, I mean, it was too bad we didn't win in the end. I know we tied it after being down in that third quarter. Yeah, I appreciate the shout out. I just try to give really good energy, and yeah, sometimes it's not just scoring. And I felt, I wanted to give as much energy as I could for the team, and do little things. And I felt like we really fought all together as a group out there in that second half, and we came back and put ourselves in a position to win the game. But it's too bad we did at the end.
And what about that one possession at a time mindset? Derek Fisher said he was looking for somebody to do that, and I suppose that's what you did.
Yeah, I actually talk to my little sister Lou about this all the time. Like, yeah, it's being present in every play and every moment, but it's also like being confident in each moment. So when you're present, you can be confident in your decision, and whether you're switching out, if you're going to switch out, switch hard. If you're going to go after that rebound, go after the rebound. Like, don't think of other things and just play by play. And that's how you win basketball games, and that's how you make your teammates better and the whole team better, is when we play by play.
How do you have the confidence to do something like that when you're under a temporary contract?
Yeah, I mean, I've experienced this before in this league. I know how hard it is to make a team. And I've been, on 7-day contracts. I've been in and out of teams. So I just want to take every opportunity that I get. And like I said, I'm the kind of player that no matter what team I'm on, my goal is to help the team win a game. Like, that's my goal when I'm out there. And I'm confident in myself. So D-Fish gave me a chance to start that second half, and I'm ready for any chance that I get.
Thanks, John. We'll go to Kahari Jones Jr. with the LA Sentinel.
Hey, how you doing? I wanted to ask, just to follow up behind that, just being able to impact the game without scoring, with Derek Fisher giving you the opportunity to just kind of just be yourself, give you the opportunity to lead and, lead by example and things of that nature. How's important to you to have coach, provide the opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it a lot. And I think D-Fish as a coach, that's how he coaches. He wants all of us to play as ourselves and be our best selves on the court. So he gives us the freedom to do that. And, like I said, we came out hard in that second half, and I've seen it. Our team does it in spurts. And so, like, you see Slim, I don't know, she had 7 steals or something, but he gives us the confidence to do that and go out and be our best selves, like Ida going out and making big shots. So I appreciate his coaching style.
Go to Rosgold on Wude with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Karlie, how you doing, girl?
Hey, Roz.
Hey, just wanted to tap in on the topic of Nneka, in your response and reaction to her not making the Olympic team. And then also because you went to Stanford and knowing the quality of player that comes out of there and the heritage of the program, is it surprising to you that an Olympian has not come out of Stanford since 1996?
Yeah, I mean, Nneka should be on this team, and it's not something hidden about who Nneka is as a player or a person. Yeah, obviously I know coming from Stanford, the quality of players that come out of there, the quality of people, but like everyone knows this about Nneka, and like I can't imagine how she must feel. And Chennai hit it on the head with her post, but Nneka deserves to be on this team. And if I had to pick one person that with her leadership qualities, her talent, and just who she is as a person, 10 times out of 10, I would pick Nneka to be on the team. Like, she is going to help lead the team, and she's going to help win. So she absolutely deserves to be on this team. And, like I said, I can't imagine what she must be feeling. And we just, as her teammates, are here for her. But yeah, Roz, I'm with you. I heard what you said too. She should be on the team.
Facts. Karlie, just for you, last one. What do you think your role is on this team now that you've had a few games?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to do just what I did in that last game. I know I can do better, but be ready when my time is called, bring energy defensively, all over the court, bring energy and try to help win games. I space the floor, help the other teammates on the court be their best too. Yeah, but I think number one thing is just to be ready for any opportunity I get.
Okay, I made that up. I have one more. Given your heartfelt words right now about Nneka, did you personally feel a need to say something or do something or Or is it the type of thing where, maybe nothing needs to be said?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I get to talk about this now because like I said, she absolutely needs to be on the team. And I think it's almost like it doesn't need to be said. Like, it's so shocking to me, honestly, that she wasn't picked for the team. And so, like, there's almost, I don't even know what to say about it because you can look at her resume, all this stuff I already said about Nneka. I would 100% want Nneka to be not only part of a team, I would want her to be the captain of my team. I would want her to be the leader of my team. She is the best teammate, the best person to be around, like, is the same with every single person, so supportive. Yeah, like you said, there's not much else to say about it. It's not a hidden thing about Nneka.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karlie. That's it for today. Thank you. All right, media questions for GM and head coach Derek Fisher. Start with Rosgold and Wude with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Coach, how you doing?
I'm good, Roz. How are you today?
Great, thank you. I saw your words, obviously, about Nneka. Just wanted to follow up on the response you've received, watching the fallout come out from this, and if there's anything that you felt was necessary to do special, if you will, or to say, or just kind of, because Nneka's not the type to bring it up, to just like kind of acknowledge and help her through the disappointment.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know if I've received any specific, like, responses or feedback from, I think friends and family are pretty accustomed to, all of the media over the years. Like, they don't really respond, very much to things. But I think overall, like, and I know, I'm probably around a more subjective, biased group of people, that are fans of ours and fans of Nneka's, always want the best for us and for her. That, a lot of people just agree that it didn't, really make sense. Yeah, but, we can't keep talking about it for too long. We have a game tomorrow. We have things that we have to move forward on as a group collectively. We have to continue to, work with Nneka on getting healthy and getting her back on the court as soon as possible. So, yeah, I'm not sure how much more, we can kind of stretch out the conversation around it because it's not going to change. I just think that, yeah, it's just unfortunate that, again, a player of her caliber, her stature, what she means and has meant to this game, now for a third time is being looked over. If you're the number 1 overall pick, in most national teams, from my memory, if they take one college player or one player that's early in their career that, is probably going to be really good, that would have been Nneka in 2012. In 2016, she was as good as anybody in the league. Ended up winning the MVP award that year, didn't get that opportunity. So, I think this was the opportunity that was well earned and well deserved, and just, isn't happening. So, yeah, we got her back though, and we'll figure out how to, make the most of a, unfortunate and difficult situation for her.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Roz. We'll go to Amna Saban with the LA Daily News.
Hey, Coach. Good morning.
Good morning.
So looking towards tomorrow's matchup, after playing the Mystics a couple weeks ago and looking back at that film, what have you guys learned from that you can take into tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I think, teams that are, well coached like Washington that, regardless of who's in the lineup, they're going to do the things that they do well at a high level. Mike's established, an identity with his teams. He's built the personnel over time that fits the way he likes to play and his staff. And it doesn't matter whether they have 7 players, 8 players, or 12 players. You're going to get, a competitive game. So, looking back on it for us, we've seen some areas where defensively we can be better. Obviously, Tina Charles is a big focal point for their group, but it's also the output of other players that make them really difficult to play against. Whether it's Ariel Atkins or Leilani Mitchell, and even with other players out like Hines Allen and Cloud, and key players still being out, Della Dunn, et cetera. Sydney Weiss is there now. She's starting playing big minutes. Plaisance is doing some good things for Washington. Shavonte Zealous is coming off the bench now, but she's been a solid contributor. So, we just feel like defensively our attention to detail has to be sharper, and we have to be more technically sound than we were in DC. And then offensively, I think, we're more sure of who we can become offensively. So I think we'll be better on that end in terms of the shot quality that we can create. We have to make the shots though. And so if we can, find a way to be a little bit more efficient offensively, and better in terms of our game plan on the defensive end, and being able to execute some of those things, we hopefully will have a chance.
Time for just 2 more today. We'll go to Kahari Jones Jr. with the LA Sentinel.
What's going on, Coach?
All right, Coach.
I know you said you guys got prepared for a game tomorrow, but I just had a question, just listening to all the responses about Nneka. Do you feel like the conversation should continue to go to bring awareness? Do you feel like that would do anything? Just what are your thoughts behind that? You think awareness should continue to be brought about that, about her missing the Olympics, or do you feel like it'll just keep happening, or just want to hear your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm not sure if without a real solution, whether short term or long term, that there's much to continue to, actively discuss. I think the awareness of, how much Nneka should be, valued and appreciated and respected across this league and, across women's basketball and across the world as the trailblazer that she is. I think that should continue. But at some point, we just have to move on from, really making the focus about, what Team USA is or isn't or should or shouldn't have done. And, for the Sparks, we'll just continue to focus on, the greatness of, who Nneka is and celebrate that and do what we need to do now. So, that'll most likely be our focus here moving forward. And I think that'll be best for us as a group. And then, of course, Nneka is the person that has been most impacted. So, where she stands in all of this, and if she's not going to speak on it and really get that involved in it, then we don't need to keep talking about it either. But initially, we need to make sure that she knows and everybody else knows how much we support her and love her and have her back all the way.
Last one for today, we'll go to John W. Davis with the Winsider.
I just got 2 questions for you, Coach, real quick. Is there even a small part of you that wishes that you were able to, in the beginning of the season, feature Nneka even more than you did, so that, she was like this undeniable 20 and 10 scorer and rebounder, that so she just has like, you know, the master stats to back this up, to make this even better case for outside of everything else that we've mentioned and agree upon? And then also, you know, how much are you able to lean on Christy Tolliver when she just played for the Mystics a couple of years ago and you're about to face them?
Yeah, no, I mean, the first question is kind of, I think it speaks to the problem, honestly. Like, if we realistically sitting here talking about her stats in 11 games this season having any impact on her stance as one of the best players in the world, and you know what she's represented to Team USA and to the Sparks and to the W for the last 10 years, you know, maybe that's part of the problem in our thinking, that we've been conditioned to believe that these decisions are based on whether or not she averaging 14 or 18 in this 11 game stretch. You know, so if that's what it is, you know, that's not what they said. So, you know, you know, I don't think that's really what the questions are about, honestly. The second question, yeah, I mean, you know, our conversations in preparing for games are, you know, we always want our players to be fully engaged and, you know, part of the process. You know, there are a lot of things that, you know, inherent knowledge that comes with, you know, whether it's Christie's time in Washington or, you know, Simone's time in Minnesota, or, you know, different players in different situations. But, you know, ultimately the game really, you know, comes down to your ability to execute and commit to the smallest, finest details of defense and offense that have absolutely nothing to do with whether or not you know their plays. You know, that's when you really watch the game and break it down. If your closeout angle is poor, that's why you got beat, right? Not because the play they drew up was so amazing that you couldn't stop it, but you closed out at the wrong angle and you let her drive to the middle, and you can't allow that. You know, if your passing isn't on time and on target, then it lowers the percentage chance of the shot going in. If your screening angles aren't great, you can't get your teammate open. And like, so it's just old school, you know, discipline and commitment and grit. You know, if it were football, it's like, you know, you have to block and you have to be able to tackle. And, you know, in basketball, it's very basic things that really are the difference between winning and losing. And it's easy to look at all of the, you know, the surface level things that we assume change the impact of the game or outcome of the game, but it's really not. So, you know, we take the knowledge that we can get from everywhere, but ultimately, you know, we have to be able to do the most basic fundamental things that we're in control of, regardless of the opponent. So, no secret how good Tina Charles is. We don't need a newsletter from Christy to tell us that.
Thanks, everyone.